And we're back. Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. So I'll be filling out the CBD. Lots of blocks there's just a lot of blank spaces. As you can see, just from a bird's eye view here, it's just pretty much this bottom square here. We're just going to fill out with as much mid to high rise buildings, just filling out as much as we can with lots of little parks, parking spots, and just making it look like a city as much as we can. That's pretty much what most of this will be. But we do end up doing a really nice park at the end of the episode as well. So I did end up finishing this a lot sooner than I thought. I thought it would take a long time to actually fill all this out. But yeah, I managed to do it within a good amount of time. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to add in a nice big park at the end of the city. So that would be similar to the Hyde Park we have here in Sydney. So it is on the outskirts of the city. Pretty much as soon as the park ends, it does go into like a bigger park and a highway. So it's all just very low rise from then on. But the Hyde Park is probably the biggest, busiest park in the city. So yeah, that's kind of the inspiration I had for the park I ended up building. I do find it quite difficult to do the city. I have mentioned that before. Just the detailing I find is okay, but just filling the gaps. So I do add in a lot of trees in between and behind a lot of buildings, which I feel like is natural to Sydney anyway. There is a lot of greenery, so that's why I have added in a lot of planters and a lot of trees, just so it doesn't look so concrete. One thing you'll see me doing, which I do find quite frustrating, is I did add the mod to hide all the vanilla trees, so they're the in-game trees, and they're so bad. I really don't like them. But for some reason, the hedges still show up, so the vanilla hedges still appear. So every now and again, you will see a few vanilla hedges, and I actually tend to cover them up all the time. I don't like them, so they are really tall as well, so there's actually no hedges in the workshop that I found that's actually taller or wider than them, so I end up having to put bushes over them just to hide them because they look like Lego. They're made out of Lego, like they're so bad. But yeah, so you'll see me doing that every now and again. So I found that adding decals down is just a really good way to hide open spaces in the city. So if there's just a lot of concrete around, just adding a nice decal. So bricks, I've got quite a few of them, so I have added quite a lot of those, and it just splits it up a little bit more and just makes it look like that ground area belongs to that building and kind of separates itself from the rest. So I think that does add a nice touch to it. But there is a lot of trees going in, a lot of planters. That's pretty much my way of filling it out, and of course the little parking spots as well. There will be a lot of on-street parking as well. So this city, it's really not that large. Everything does need to be downscaled in this game, of course, otherwise my computer will literally set itself on fire. So I'm not sure how far we can go. I have built pretty big cities with suburbs before, but I think with just the amount of detail I'm doing in this one, I'm pretty interested to see how far we can go. I always start off with the city first and then just slowly build out from there. So we will definitely get to the suburbs. I guess with just the amount of detail, we'll see what will happen. So once this episode's done, we'll be moving on from the CBD and we will be focusing on the Opera House. So definitely going to do that area with a really nice bar along the water. That's a must. We'll be doing botanical gardens, so really nice big botanical gardens, got some really nice assets to use for that. There will definitely be a Chinatown as well. We do have a really nice Chinese gardens here in Sydney as well, so I'm trying to think. They're in kind of separate areas, so I'm thinking maybe bring them together to make it really nice. Luna Park, so there'll definitely be a Luna Park. They have got the Luna Park entrance on the workshop. Someone's made it. I can't remember who made it. I do apologize, but it's the Melbourne one, I think. It's not actually the Sydney one. So if you're not sure what I'm referring to, we have a main theme park in Australia called Luna Park, and they have this really interesting looking face and you walk through the mouth. It's really cool. But each state has a different actually, I think there's only 2 or 3 lunar parks. I'm not sure, to be honest. I should know this, but the Sydney and the Melbourne one, for example, they look completely different. So unfortunately, there is no Sydney one on the asset creator, but on the workshop. So I'll just be using the Melbourne one. I'll take what I can get. That will be done. And then I will be also wanting to add like a large marina / casino kind of thing somewhere. I don't want it to be too close to the city. I was actually thinking of doing it on the other side of the quay, so that would be on the right of Circular Quay, so just over the water. So it will be looking over, so it will be like all the marina where all the yachts, so it'll be like a big yacht club there, and where all the fancy rich people can go. They can just hang out on that side. But yeah, that's something we'll be doing as well. As you can probably tell when I'm like in game, we need some residents. I've been adding so many buildings. There's hardly anyone living here that can run the place. So we will need to add some sort of residential area soon. So coming off the city, it would end up being, I guess, like Glebe or Surrey Hills. That's what I'm kind of thinking of when we move into more lower rise residential area. So it'll be either one of those. I still yet to figure out where we're going to expand from the city and kind of figure out which way we'll be going, because it is kind of flipped in this game. As you can probably tell, I've actually built the CBD's usually south of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, but we've actually done it north of the Sydney Bridge, so it's a little bit weird because we're not doing it all exact. It's just inspired by it, but it is a little bit weird for me as well. So that's, yeah, I've got to figure out how we're going to expand into the suburbs, and got to figure out where the North Shore kind of vibe is, which I think we will probably go west of the city into, as that's where the kind of the river goes down, I thought, and kind of goes up the mountains as well. So thinking around there. There's a lot of weird gardens that I've just been adding just to hide that horrible clipping effect. That it's just something that I cannot avoid. So I've just been adding curbs and plants, just hiding it and making it look like a nice little garden. Very much as to what's happening here. This is because the CBD is going to be higher than the rest of it. So as it does move down, this building here is actually a few levels down. So that's why it's on like a slope. So just added in like a fence and just kind of a garden area just to split it off a little bit so you don't notice it as much. So yeah, I think that's probably the best way to hide that sort of weird issue. would like to know if you guys have any other ideas of what to build, or if there's anything in particular you'd like to see. Once I add a few more suburbs in, it's going to be really good because I can actually add in some bus lines and a train line, and you'll actually start to see a bit more of the city come to life. Because at the moment I've only got just the light rail running, which is good, but yeah, it'll be good to actually see those Sydney buses going around. If there's something that you'd like to see in the CBD, like maybe a particular street or like something that's really cool behind a couple of the big buildings, or just let me know, because that would be kind of cool just to make it a bit more personal. I did want to mention that I'm sorry for the late upload again. I keep thinking I'm going to do it every Tuesday, but it just doesn't work out like that. It's a weird time of the year, which I'm sure every single person can relate to, considering COVID, and me and my partner try to move house, and there's just a lot going on, so I'm really trying to get the editing done while I can. Thank you so much for watching again. I've been really enjoying this, and I hope you guys have too. Please subscribe and leave a comment or a like. Follow me on Instagram. Really appreciate you watching, and I will see you next week. Have a good Christmas. Bye.